What's going on, football fans? It's your host, Bad Takes, with Bad Takes in Football, back with another video for you. Gonna dive into an interesting stat I found, but before I do that, make sure you subscribe to this channel. I'm on my road to my first 100 subscribers. It really helps me out and it's free for you to do. I'm also doing a giveaway to one of those subscribers. We're building an awesome community here where we talk everything NFL football. Also, make sure to like and comment on this video. What do you think about the fact that they used to say defense wins championships, and when you look at the top defenses in the NFL, both of these teams have losing records? Let's dive into today's video. The two top teams from a defensive perspective in the NFL currently are the Houston Texans and the Cleveland Browns. The Houston Texans are 4-5, and again, like I said, have a losing record along with the 2-7 Cleveland Browns. Yet these are the two top defenses in the NFL. So everyone used to talk about that saying, defense wins championships. I'm starting to look at this and wonder, is that really the case anymore? Both of these teams struggle on the offensive side, and so that's obviously the clear factor. When you also look at the other top 5 teams from a defensive perspective, you're talking about the Denver Broncos, the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Green Bay Packers. Obviously, both of those teams are in playoff contention. The Packers did recently drop to 3rd in the NFC North, though, and so they still have to actually fight for a shot, but they do have a good winning record. Before really saying that whole defense wins championships is a lie, I decided I wanted to hop in and take a further look at these teams and get a better understanding of where their offenses actually rank, because those can obviously offset each other. The Houston Texans are actually right in the middle of the pack. They're ranked 15th in total offense, while the Cleveland Browns are second to last from an offensive perspective. The Cleveland Browns put up 16.2 points per game, while the Houston Texans put up 22.7 points per game. When you compare that to what these defenses actually give up from a points perspective, the Houston Texans give up 16.7 points a game, while the Cleveland Browns give up 23.4 points per game. Obviously, there's a huge disparity between the amount of points that the Cleveland Browns put up as opposed to the amount of points they allowed their opponents to score. The Houston Texans, though, they're sort of in the middle of the pack. So to me, they're sort of like an anomaly. Why is it that the Houston Texans have a losing record? I know that they really struggled at the beginning of the season. To me, what this says to me is their offense probably struggled a lot more in the first 4 games of this season. But really, since they've been on a hot streak, that offense has picked up the pace, and that's what's really moved them to the middle of the pack. I wouldn't be surprised if the Houston Texans offense continues to rise in the rankings while their defense continues to stay at the top. They have a very young, solid defense, and again, they are 4-5, so it's not necessarily amounting to a playoff berth at this point in time, but they still do have time. From a Cleveland Browns perspective, I don't have nearly as many hopes. Right now, Dylan Gabriel's their starting quarterback. He's not doing a bad job, but he's also not necessarily winning them any games. Against the New England Patriots, Myles Garrett had 5 sacks, and they still lost that game. That is the first time in NFL history. So that says a lot about how bad this Cleveland Browns offense is. Their top target is Jerry Jeudy. He isn't really amounting to much this year. Their best weapon right now is actually Quinshon Judkins, their running back, who's a rookie from Ohio State. He's really turned things on recently, and if they really want to have any shot of scoring points, he's going to have to continue to be the focal point. Again, I mentioned the other teams behind him. We are talking about the Denver Broncos, the Los Angeles Chargers, as well as the Green Bay Packers. So those 3 teams in the top 5, that does align with what you would expect in the sense that they have a dominant defense and have a winning record because of that. The Green Bay Packers offense has been nearly non-existent the last couple of weeks, especially in their loss against the Carolina Panthers, as well as the loss against the Philadelphia Eagles. Their defense has really been carrying this team, and still, unfortunately, recently just hasn't been enough. I still think they have a really good shot of getting into the playoffs. I do think that once Jordan Love gets some of his weapons back, that's really actually going to help take some pressure off of this defense that is clearly a top level team in the NFL. What do you think about the fact that the 2 best defenses have losing records in the NFL? Is that a little weird to you as well? That's it for me today. Thank you again for watching. This is Bad Takes with Bad Takes in Football, signing out.